Today I want to talk a little bit about the mindset of doing. I get asked all the time, Greg, how do you get so much done? I could never do all the things you do. I mean, we're in a construction business and your rental properties and all kinds of things going on, land development, and doing a podcast, doing all these things. How do you get all this stuff done? And so I thought, well, maybe that's something that maybe you'd be interested in, or maybe my sons one day, if they ever
say, hey, what was that all about?
Back in the day. Maybe they want to take a look at this too. So we're going to talk a little bit about the mindset of doing. You know, we've talked in the past about the why and why do we do the things that we do. Really kind of the mindset of doing is the shoe leather of the why, right? Because they're very closely tied together. If I don't have a great why, what's my motivation for doing anything, right? If I don't have a why, I'm just going to sit around all day on the couch. Or maybe when it's raining outside and a little cold, maybe I don't really want to get out of bed because it's much more comfortable to be under the covers and just kind of snuggle up and do nothing all day, right? But if I have a big enough why, then there's some motivation there. What if I have a vision for myself? Maybe I don't have necessarily a why, but I have a vision. And what's the difference? It's semantics, right? Tomato, okay? Could be the same thing. You know, the Bible says without vision, people perish, right? And there's a lot of truth to that. If we have no vision for ourselves, then why would we do what we do, right? What motivates us? What really gets us excited? What, when things get hard, really turns our cranks and helps us get things done? I'm not so much about vision boards and things like that. Some people are all about that kind of thing, and maybe that's just a visual representation of your vision for yourself. Sometimes I think those things get a little materialistic. Like, do I have a cork board on my wall with pictures of my Ferrari and my airplane and my yacht and vacation homes and other things? It's just not who I am. I mean, I don't think that things are bad. Things are not necessarily bad, but things don't drive me. So my vision is a little bit beyond the things. Things just kind of come with. And we've talked about assets versus liabilities. And most of those things, let's be honest, those are liabilities. So I don't want to cluster up my vision board with liabilities. I'd rather put apartment buildings or things like that, investments out there, if I were to even have a vision board. But my vision board's in here. This is what I think about all the time, how I picture myself in 1, 3, and 5, and 10 years, what I want to be like and what I want to be doing and things like that. That's all inside here for the most part. Doesn't mean I don't have written goals and other things. I know you can go out and research all that all you want, but I'm just telling you how I do it, okay? So in all things, in all these videos or podcasts, you know, hey, look, I'm open to other things. It's just how I've done it. So I was once approached by a friend of mine, and we had this conversation recently about really is getting things done is the doing, as we like to call it, the motivation for doing and the process of doing. Is that kind of genetic, or do you learn that? Well, that's interesting. Was I genetically encoded predisposition to be a high level doer? Okay, and other people are a lower level doer? Is it something that like I just kind of developed in my own gut, right? Something that I learned over time. I don't know. I don't know there's a great answer for that. I know that certain biological rhythms and energy levels and other things like that, the circadian rhythms and sleep patterns and all that, can all be kind of commingled genetic and through hereditary and environmental factors all commingled in there together, right? But at the same time, everybody's body rhythms are different, okay? So I'm not really sure, but what I do know is that mindset is the key, right? I think that a lot of self-discipline can overcome a lot of genetic and environmental factors that have been coded in your mindset over time. And it's that self-discipline that pushes you through, right? The willingness to say, I am going to get things done. Today, I am going to get up early. Today, I'm going to beat everybody to the office, and I'm going to knock out a bunch of things before they get there and complicate my agenda for the day. Sure, you might have a predisposition to sleep in late. Sure, you might have a predisposition that you were taught or genetically encoded to be lazy. Okay, maybe. Okay, that could be argued. But with the right why and the right mindset, can you get over that? And I would argue, yeah, sure you can. Sure you can. I'd like to have that thought process more so than just tossing up our hands and going, well, it's an 80-20 rule. 80% of the people are just naturally lazy, or they've been taught to be lazy and they'll never amount to anything. And only 20% of people. No, I'd rather think that everybody has the potential to achieve, and that with some help and some coaching and some energy and self-discipline, that they can achieve and accomplish what they're trying to do. That's really what I'd rather believe. When you're living in your passion and living in your gifts, it is so much easier, right? It's only by doing do we accomplish things. It's only by doing that we make a difference. It's only by doing that we impact others. If we're just sitting around being, it's almost like the difference between a shark and a jellyfish. Okay, I just kind of picture jellyfish just kind of floating around in the ocean, right? But a shark is active. He has to move. He's going all the time, right? Jellyfish, just kind of floating. And that's the difference, right? That's the difference. Hope you enjoyed that last video. If you did, like and subscribe. If you didn't, well, forget about it. Move on to the next page. But check out some of our other content at edu.branchwealthpartners.com and get educated.